get up. So many times. I've fallen, I've failed, I've busted my head, I've scraped my knee, I've gone broke, I've had to start over a million and one times, right? Falling, failing is part of life. We all do it, we've all done it, we've all been there. Some of us are there now, but we have to keep going. A lot of us look at failing as the end of the world. Like, oh, I'm never going to recover from this. I don't know how I could have done this. Why? Oh, it's a sign. It's a sign. It didn't work. So I should not be doing this. Right? Like we've all been there. We do it. We do it. Failure, that's part of growing. Right? Like we all have to fail. We have to. Or else how you gonna learn? How you gonna know what works and what doesn't work? But we all look at it, and instead of accepting it as a process, we look at it as the end of the world. I've failed at business, relationships, uh, school, projects, investing. I've failed at it all. Taking care of me, right? I've failed and I've started over so many times. Like so many people in the world. You are not the only one. But today, we are going to learn that failure is not the end of the world. It's a stepping stone, right? And we are going to figure out how to use it to our advantage. Okay? We are no longer going to look at failure as a negative. We're going to switch that thing around. Okay? Because it's necessary. Because it's not going to stop. As long as you keep living, you're going to fail. That's it. Sorry if you didn't know that. I apologize if I bust your bubble, killed your dreams, but you're going to fail. You're going to continue to fail. But what's key is that you pick yourself back up, that you don't allow that failure to hold you down. Right? You're stronger than that. So, when things don't go as planned, we sit and dwell in it. And we look at it as, we personally are failures. We cry, we mope, we sigh, we complain. We call up our people like, hey, I suck at life. I can't do anything right. These are the things that we tell ourselves after whatever we set out to do didn't go as planned. It didn't go right. Our plan was botched by the world, by some outside entity, or maybe we even self-sabotage. It happens all the time, right? You overthink things, you overdo things. I'm a Virgo. We tend to overthink. It's our nature. So it happens. It happens. But if you change your mind about what failure is and how failure works, you will no longer see it as you've been seeing it this whole time. And you will be happy to fail. Like, I love failing, right? Because it teaches me so much. It teaches me, like, oh, okay. So, yeah, maybe that wasn't a good idea, especially when I don't follow my first mind. When I ignore my first mind and I go with a whole nother plan and it doesn't work, I have no one to blame except myself because I know better, right? We all know better. But what you cannot do is let it keep you down. You have to keep going. You have to. As failure, you're not a failure. That plan failed. It didn't work. Let's go back to the drawing board. Right? Look at Oprah. Everybody knows Oprah. Everybody knows Oprah. Everybody loves Oprah. Everybody admires Oprah, right? But she failed so many times. She got fired from as a newscaster. Oprah, right? Her projects failed. Her investments, she has several failed investments. Her movie Beloved was a flop, according to industry standards. It was a flop, right? Even her network own, which who doesn't know? I don't watch TV and I know about the OWN network. Okay. But that was considered a failure. And guess what? She is a multimillionaire now. No one remembers or thinks about all the things that didn't work for her. We only know and think about and appreciate what she's doing now and who she is now. You know, everybody uses her line, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Everybody knows that. And they know that's Oprah. You know, nobody thinks about, oh, her movie didn't do good. Oh, she got fired when she first started. Oh, she was rejected by so many producers. Investments failed. She lost all this money. No, nobody sits and thinks about any of that. Or Thomas Edison, right? He has a famous quote: I have not failed 1,000 times. I have successfully found 1,000 ways that something did not work. Failure, everyone fails. We are all failures. But, but what keeps us at a failing point is not trying again. That's what makes us different from the other people who give up. You have to keep pushing, right? So in business, they say it takes 5 to 10 years for your business to be successful. Most businesses don't last past the first year. You know how sad that is? You know how depressing that is when you are attempting to start a business and you're looking at everyone else's failures, but the difference between your business and their business is you're going to keep going, right? You are not going to allow those statistics to hold you down or stop you from moving forward in your plans and your dreams. Okay. Yes, most businesses fail for one reason or another. And some of them fail that first year, maybe the second year, or maybe even that fifth year. But they go back to the drawing board, figure out what's not working, and they take it back and they redo it and they redo it and they redo it until they get it right. That's what separates a certain class of people: those who give up after the first try, and those who understand that it's a process, right? Like we can't rely on our first try or even the second one to determine the future of our business or our project. We can't do that because if we do that, then we will never be successful at anything, right? So Jack Ma, the owner or founder of Alibaba, he said, today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. But most people give up tomorrow night. And what that means is you failed today. You may even fail tomorrow. But the sunshine is right there. It's right there. But if you give up, you will never succeed. You will never see the pot of gold. And you gave up right at the finish line. Successful people, they had to start somewhere, right? Everyone starts somewhere. Everyone fails the first, the hundredth, the thousandth time. But you have to separate yourself from those who fail and give up. You have to put yourself in that success category. Millionaires, they fail, they lose money, but they understand that they have to keep going, right? This is a part of life process. And in understanding that, you get better. You'll grow, you'll develop. We learn from our mistakes. That's how we become better people, right? From learning from our mistakes, from understanding that this is just part of the process. Trust it. It gets better. Okay? It's all a mindset. When you change your mind about what failure is and what failure looks like, you can begin to move forward and start reaching for and working toward your success, the success of the thing, that project, the business, the entrepreneurship, whatever it is that you are striving to do. But where we get stuck is if we look at ourselves as the problem. There's no problem. It's just a process, right? You have to allow yourself that space and that time to grow. Ask for feedback. When you do something, if you have a project, you have something you're working on, and you don't know what's wrong with it, ask for feedback, right? You have a book you're working on and it doesn't quite sound right, ask someone else to read it and give an honest opinion. You have a project, a course, a class, something that you are working on developing, and you're trying to figure out what is something not right about this. It's something that's not working. Get feedback from real people who are going to be honest with you so you can tweak whatever it is and then put it back out there. It may be something small. It usually is. It's usually something small and that's right in front of our face. But because we're looking at it, we don't see it. So get feedback from the outside world. And also understand that the next time you do the thing, it might be the breakthrough. It might be that one time where it's perfect. Just when you're about to give up, just when you're about to throw that business plan in the trash, you said, no, let me give it one more time. I think I know what's going on with it. Let me try this. And that change right there is the one that got you to your success point. It was the breakthrough you've been looking for. But you would have never gotten there had you given up. Had you succumbed to the mindset or the thought that you were a failure, that you failed at it, it doesn't work. I don't know why I even started this. We tend to be our own worst enemies. We are our biggest critics. We hold ourselves to such a high standard that we can't even reach it. And that's the problem. Not saying lower your standards, but give yourself some grace. Understand that it's a part of life. It's all about learning and growing. You'll get there. You'll progress. The lessons to learn, right, builds resistance and persistence and perseverance. You're showing yourself that you can get through anything. That even when you're tired, even when you feel like, nothing is going to work, you have no more energy to move forward, you're going to keep doing it anyway. Do it until it gets done. Do it until you feel like it's good enough to present to the world, or whatever you're doing is good enough for your satisfaction, right? And spend more time celebrating the wins. Celebrate the small things, because when we do that, it keeps us motivated. Celebrate the parts of it that did work. Celebrate the parts of it that came out perfect, or at least perfect in your mind. That keeps us motivated. That keeps us going. It's not a total waste, right? So if you don't at least see the small progress, you'll never see when it really works, because you're looking at it wrong. You're looking at it the wrong way. Baby steps, baby steps. Nothing big started out big. It all started out small. Businesses, us, we all have to grow. We all have to mature, but you have to nurture it. You can't give up on it. I don't know what your thing is. Being a better spouse, being a better parent, you know, making your business more successful. I don't know what your thing is, but whatever it is, don't give up on it. Don't get tired of trying, and acknowledge when you do good. Acknowledge when things go right. Acknowledge it, accept it, embrace it, right? Failure is put in our life as a process. We have to embrace, and because that's how we grow. That's how we grow. But if you don't see it that way, if you don't change your mind and all you see is the bad things that happen, all you see are the things that didn't work, you'll never be successful. So let's stop looking at everything from a negative scope, right? Use the failure or the things that didn't work as a stepping stone to learn from, to grow from, to understand that this system or this process is not the right one to use for whatever it is you're doing. You have to try something else, and try and try and try and try and redo and redo and redo and redo. Document what didn't work, switch it up. It might be a little piece, a little tweak that gets it to where you want it to be. But if you don't keep trying, if you don't keep doing the thing, you'll never know. You have to keep going. Failure is just the understanding that whatever that one thing was didn't work. It's a signal to do it differently. That's all. Stop being so hard on yourself. We were born to make mistakes. We weren't born knowing anything, really. We had to learn how to walk. We had to learn how to talk. We had to learn how to do our jobs. We might have to learn how to read, write, function, communicate. We had to learn. So, whatever it is that you're striving to do, if you can't get it right the first time, keep doing it. Learn the process and the system and the strategy that you need to use to get it right. Trust me, persistence, perseverance, resilience works, and it works in your favor. But if you give up, you'll never get it right. Thank you all for listening. I am September. I'm a consultant. I help entrepreneurs, business professionals, and individuals get unstuck, block out the noises, remove the distractions. And I do this by implementing simple strategies to build confidence and help people achieve their goals, achieve success in their personal and professional lives. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, turn the notification bell on, all of that techie stuff. And I will see you next time. As always, peace and love. Never give up on your dreams. It works, but you have to follow through and believe that it will work.